We're still struggling even when we have our money coming through. We had to suffer going almost a week with no food.
The economy's down the tubes. Healthcare is awful. Prescriptions are terrible. Groceries are off the charts. Yep. And I think the only way we're going to do better is if he gets out and somebody else gets in.
I'm not into politics, but I know what's right and what's wrong.
And what's wrong right now?
The way Trump is treating us and treating us poor people. I mean, it's bad because he's never been poor. He's always had that gold spoon in his mouth ever since the day he was born.
What would you tell him?
Go take a hike and let somebody else have a job.
That comment was left on a video that I did yesterday about Elon Musk encouraging Donald Trump to pardon Derek Chauvin, the police officer who was held primarily responsible for the murder of George Floyd in the spring of 2020, which gave rise to the Black Lives Matter protests during that summer. That sentiment was then echoed by Ben Shapiro on his show, and I made a video, admittedly, from the perspective of a white guy who's a lawyer. And my perspective was Derek Chauvin was convicted, most serious charges that landed him in prison for the rest of his life. He was convicted on state charges in a state court, and a president can't pardon somebody for state charges. He can only pardon on federal charges. There were some follow-up federal charges for violating civil rights and things like that, and Trump could pardon Derek Chauvin on those. But being that I'm a white guy, and I came at that from the perspective of a white guy who's a lawyer, I woke up this morning to a lot of comments on that video from Black Americans. And the one thing that I did not think of is that this talk of pardoning Derek Chauvin is bait to get black people out into the streets, to be confronted by police officers who Donald Trump thinks should have immunity, and so that Donald Trump and these police officers can beat and kill black people in the streets. And Donald Trump can point at that and say, look at this, I don't have any other choice but to impose martial law nationwide. Admittedly, my perspective in that video was limited to my particular life experience. It did not dawn on me when I made that video. I got a lot of comments like this, and I saw a video from Tabitha this morning. Tabitha Speaks Politics. If you're not following her, you really should be. And she said it explicitly. She's like, this is bait to get black people out into the streets. And I hadn't thought of that. I hadn't thought of that. But I think it's entirely accurate. I think it's absolutely entirely accurate. I think Donald Trump is confused 6 weeks into his presidency that there haven't been mass nationwide protests every day, people in the streets protesting against him and what he's doing. And I think this talk of pardoning Derek Chauvin is a way to light a fire under certain communities in the United States to get them out into the streets so that Donald Trump can turn loose police officers, National Guard troops, the United States military on American soil as a way to get to a point where he can declare martial law in the United States. So thank you for that comment. Thank you, Tabitha, for your video. And this is, again, it's like, this is one of the reasons why I love TikTok. Because people with different identities than mine and different backgrounds than mine bring different perspectives to circumstances that don't necessarily dawn on me right out of the gate. Because, it's just like, I'm just a dumb white guy who grew up in very segregated circumstances in Ohio, you know? So I appreciate your comment and everybody's input on that, but I think you're absolutely 100% correct.
White America, you have to listen to me, y'all. Trump is literally doing the opposite of the justice that is needed to heal our land. And it's our fault. And not just those of us who voted for him, all of us. Because we rejected the heart cry of the Black community for justice, for the justice that they are divinely due. When their heart cry arose in 2020 during the summer of George Floyd, we shut them out, we brushed them off, we did nothing. And now it's all coming full circle. $1.776 billion, 1776, the year that this nation was officially forged on the backs of African slaves. And we have refused to pay them their rightful due ever since. But, and there is a but, it's never too late to do the right thing.
When Trump said that migrants are stealing black jobs, we know the type of jobs he was thinking about. It's like this, and this, and this. But these are stereotypes. But you know what? I'm here at the 84th Grand Conclave of Mega Psi Phi Fraternity. What better place to ask, what type of jobs do African Americans have? Because obviously, it's not the stereotype. And what do you do for a living?
I'm a retired New York City principal.
What do you do for a living?
I work in sales in Columbus, Ohio.
What do you do for a living?
I do technical sales. I build public safety networks.
I'm a supervisor for a catering company for the airlines, so I make sure everybody's safe from going home at night.
Software engineer, Kennedy Space Center. Attorney. I work for the district government. I'm an IT guy for Northrop Grumman.
I'm an IT project coordinator on my own tech business.
What I do for a living? I'm a software manager. Sales.
I'm an NCIS agent, federal agent, and a polygraph examiner for them.
I work for a nonprofit organization that supports families and individuals when they experience some level of trauma and stress.
I'm the AVP of Program Management. I manage project managers and business analysts all over the world.
I am the chief meteorologist for Telemundo and for the NBC affiliate in Delaware.
Good question.
What's up?
What do you do for a living?
I own my own restaurant.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a social worker. I'm a student. I'm a student at Jacksonville State University.
What are you studying?
Psychology with sports management minor.
I am a school teacher.
I'm an HR professional at FedEx.
High school principal. I work at the United States Military Academy in the admissions department.
I'm a retired colonel, United States Army, 31 years. But my profession now is that I sell oil and gas.
I am a physician. I do sports medicine and occupational medicine. I work in the Richmond, Virginia area.
I currently attend the United States Military Academy, took a mission to be a second lieutenant in the United States Army.
Same, I attend West Point, and God loves them.
Okay, I want to take a moment to say thank you to Donald Trump, not out of praise, but out of truth. Because while you rip through every part of this government, tearing down justice, equality, and fairness under the fake excuse of fighting DEI fraud, what you're really doing is confirming what black folks have been saying for generations. America was built on racism, fueled by fear and sustained by white supremacy. You've exposed it all. The masks are off. The polite racism, the fake allyship, the colorblind lies, it's all gone. Now we see it raw and unfiltered. You're not just targeting policy, you're targeting people. Black people, brown people, marginalized communities. And the wild part, we make up the smallest portion of this country, yet somehow we are the biggest threat to the lie that white supremacy built. That should tell you everything. You're afraid not of violence, not of replacement, but of the power we hold even when we have nothing. You see the way our culture, our brilliance, our resilience, our excellence continues to shape this country, even when it tries to erase us. Donald Trump is just the loudest version of a system that's always been in place. He is the living, breathing proof that this country was never designed with us in mind. And yet, we continue to define it. So thank you, Donald, for exposing what so many tried to deny, for showing the world that the fear of black greatness is real, for proving that racism isn't in our imagination, it's in the fabric of this nation. And to my people, We don't have to fight to prove our worth. He's doing that for us. All we have to do is stand firm, stay awake, and know that the truth is finally louder than the lie. We are not broken. We are not the problem. We are the evidence of the power that this country can contain. Let that truth ring louder than his hate.
Are you happy that you voted for Trump? Now that you see everything that he has been doing, do you feel bad that you voted for him? A lot of people warned me about voting for Trump, but I did not listen. I even lost some of my friends and family over the election. I am so glad that I did not listen. I have no regrets. This is what I voted for. You remember you liberals like to ask, this is what you voted for. Exactly. This is what I voted for. And what is there not to like about everything Trump has been doing? The fact that he's handling the immigration crisis we had in this country, DEI, or uncovering the corruption that has been going on in our country. I feel very proud of myself and for everyone that voted for Trump. It took a non-politician like Trump to show us how foolish we all have been to blindly trust our government. I used to hear charity begins at home. Some of you might know that saying. But obviously, for the corrupt government that we have been dealing with, charity begins overseas. That is why we have a lot of Americans struggling. Meanwhile, we're sending all this money, taxpayer money, overseas. So yes, no regrets at all. I am very glad I voted for Trump. I'm sure you guys are all, I don't want to speak for anybody. Are you glad you voted for Trump? Because I am.
President Trump, if you see this, please save us. I don't even see our American flag anymore.
We love a great FAFO moment, and I have another one for you. First, some background. 65% of the state of Alabama voted for Donald Trump. Alabama is in the top 10 poorest states in the United States related to federal poverty level. While many of these voters sit behind their computers and celebrate Elon Musk cutting waste, little did they know it was going to impact them. This week, over 250 residents in Huntsville, Alabama received a notice from their electric company that they were going to have to pay an additional $100 surcharge. The explanation for this was that Donald Trump's recent executive order ended a $1 million grant to the utilities company to help these customers pay for their electric bill. Leaders in Alabama are furious because they said this is counterintuitive to Donald Trump's promise to lower energy costs. Tots and pears.
I just need someone to explain something to me. I live in Alabama, and my utility bill usually averages between $200 to $250 a month. Can someone please explain to me how my utility bill went from $250 a month to $696?
Girl, did you say Alabama? You know exactly why your electricity bill is going up. Did you get this letter in the mail by chance? Yeah, it was sent to the residents of Huntsville, Alabama. It says that your electricity bill was going up because of Donald Trump. It has his name actually right here. Pretty clear, you know what I mean? It said, hey, he ended through executive orders, some federal grants that were lowering your electric bill. This is the best round of FAFO, and I wasn't going to ream you too hard, but then I went and saw your repost. You posted a lot of stuff from Little Human Being guy, you know, Charlie Kirk. A lot of Daily Wire stuff. A lot of Donald Trump thirst traps, if you will. It said, oh, I know exactly who you voted for. You're the perfect candidate for this video. This is a result of what you voted for, honey. This is a thoughts and terrorist, tater tots and chairs.
Trump is a con artist. He is the best con artist of our time.
He has made a career out of conning his whole life. From Trump University to the Trump Foundation to Trump Coin to Trump Bibles, Trump Casino that went bankrupt over and over again, and he didn't pay contractors and workers. How about the hundreds of small businesses that he got services from that he didn't pay for? Or the Stop the Steal campaign, where he raised $250 million from his supporters and used it for personal expenses. It was there was never any fund, and the biggest, saddest con of all.
Before everybody start fear-mongering and losing their fucking mind, just a quick reminder that we are black. We are black. Ain't nothing in this world black people ain't been through. Not a single thing. You can't even name it. Nothing. Name one thing. You can't. We are the only race that is equipped to survive anything. Anything. Okay? Now granted, do we always want to be in survival mode? No. But sometimes you gotta avenge and beat Thanos the fuck up. I mean, it ain't nothing that we ain't never did before. Let me remind you that George Bush had 2 terms. While we were getting bombed, he was fucking reading Dr. Seuss to some kindergartners. Not giving a fuck. Do you recall? Okay now, come on now, tighten up. Y'all fear-mongering too fucking much. Relax, we're black.
Just because you voted for Trump doesn't mean you have to support this. Let me be clear, I still don't regret my vote. I still think that we're in a better position than we would be under a Kamala presidency, but that nonetheless doesn't mean that I have to defend this, and I won't defend this. Because this makes not only all of us who voted for Trump, it makes all of us look bad, and it makes it harder for us to just live our daily lives when this is the sort of imaging that people are associating with us. It not only makes us look bad, but it makes our country look bad. And yes, that does matter to an extent. Like, I think good policy matters most, and again, that's why I don't regret my vote. But that doesn't mean that I'm going to sit by and act like I think that this is a good idea or productive. It certainly isn't going to help us win any elections anytime soon. And without winning elections, say goodbye to implementing any of the good policy you had in mind. Like, I do think policy matters most, but good policy gets nowhere with terrible PR. And this is terrible PR, and I'm exhausted with it. And I think most people who voted for Trump are also exhausted with it.
I regret my vote. I never thought I'd say that, but I regret my vote. I voted for Trump. And now, in the first few weeks of his presidency, thousands of people are losing their jobs. I lost my job. I was the director of operations of bear studies. For the last 4 years, we've been studying whether or not bears in fact shit in the woods. And now it's gone. It's all gone. What am I supposed to tell my family? What am I supposed to tell them? If you voted for Trump, I don't even know what to say except fuck you. All the money being taken, and all the jobs being lost. I don't know what to do.
Barack Hussein Obama deported more people than any other president. Bet you didn't know that. Y'all just hate Trump. That's why y'all hate what's going on. They called Obama the deporter-in-chief. Why wasn't there protests and riots when he was doing it? Y'all are so close to the point and somehow still miss it. Y'all circle all around the point and it still somehow escapes you. So close yet so far away. I bet y'all's lovers just stay disappointed. It's not about the numbers, dummy. Was Obama saying, come here the right way, and then grabbing people at their immigration hearings? Was Obama revoking immigrant status so he could deport them? Was Obama saying we're only going after the worst people and then grabbing restaurant workers a few hours after he ate there? Was Obama sending masked agents into cities that didn't vote for him to terrorize neighborhoods? Huh? Riddle me that, Steve Rogers. This shouldn't be political. Y'all only care when it fits your narrative. That's why you act like you care about Renee Good, but you didn't care about Laken Riley. or anybody murdered by immigrants. Where were your protests for them? Hang on one pea-picking minute. You say I don't care unless it fits my narrative, and then you immediately dismiss an American citizen who was murdered by her government and pivot to cases that fit your political narrative? How are my expectations so low for y'all and I still get disappointed? Bet that's how your lovers feel. In all the cases you mentioned, there were no protests because their killers were held accountable, you poison oak-infected taint. You're only mad about whatever the media tells you to be mad about. You can't make up your mind. 2 weeks ago it was healthcare, last week Venezuela, this week Minnesota. What will it be next week? Whatever you're told. Well, I can tell you what it won't be. It won't be because a restaurant changed its logo or a cartoon said be nice to others. You know what? You're partially right. We never have time to focus on one thing because every day there's something different. We are living in a tornado of what the fuck, and that's by design, to keep us in a constant state of chaos, and it's not the media. I wish I could wake up and not wonder what the fuck is going to happen today. But when shit is constantly flying...
Here's something that a lot of Americans are going to have a hard time accepting and understanding. Donald Trump has destroyed America. America is over, at least as we remember and understand it. The United States as a country will continue to exist, but it'll be different. All of us have grown up in a world where America was the dominant global superpower. We were the leading light of democratic nations. Our president was the leader of the free world. Our currency was a global reserve currency. And this doesn't really come from any sort of formal designation. I mean, we're very rich and powerful, but it came from a general belief that we were the leading country. And that's gone now. It's been destroyed. It took Donald Trump less than 100 days to destroy it. The coalition of nations that formed around us because we were a powerful democracy and treated us as their leader, they're breaking away. Even Canada has broken away from us. Europe has broken away from us. We appear to be most friendly with dictatorships like Russia. They're small and weak and poor. It's ironic given how people treated Biden's presidency as unendurable, but I think we'll look back to it as the last moment that America was the America we grew up in. Nobody trusts us now. They look at us as unstable, as potentially corrupt, as unwilling to follow the rules that govern ourselves, much less everyone else. They look at us as dangerous. We could turn on them, impose tariffs. We could even attack them militarily, even our allies. We could try to annex their territories. No one has any reason to think of us as anything but a potential threat. America derived a lot of its authority from its reputation as the world's intellectual center, the center of all of the leading universities, the companies where people did research, where people changed the world. But Donald Trump is destroying those universities. He's destroying our medical research, our scientific research, our technical research. Those people are leaving the country. They're going somewhere else. And so the world's going to leave us behind. Why wouldn't they? We're a nation where our leader just yammers on and on about how America is going to bully everyone into line, but they don't want to work with us. They want to leave us to rot and look after themselves. As an American, it's incredibly depressing because it all happened for nothing. It's because Donald Trump is motivated by nothing but grievance and stupidity. No larger policy objectives was served. This is all about, I guess, punishing trans people and hurting immigrants for no reason other than to see them get hurt. And for that, we've destroyed a country that was a leader among nations in so many ways. We could have led the world, and we did for a long time, but Donald Trump has proven that we can't and we don't deserve to. And each and every one of us is going to pay the price for that eventually.
All these rural towns in America are protesting right now. They're very pissed off because their Medicare is being cut off. They can't get health insurance. The Trump administration has cut millions of dollars from their shit. And I'm trying to feel sorry for y'all. But this is what the fuck you voted for, though. And you can get mad at my video. I don't really give a fuck because you being mad at me don't even make any sense. You did this shit to yourself. Some of you minorities, you wanted to be so white adjacent you thought you was in. Nope! You Latinos, you thought you was in. Nope! I can't believe he tricos. And white folks, especially poor whites, of course, the whites are the majority. And there's way more poor white people than there are black people or anybody else. All you poor whites are suffering like a mother because you thought you was in. As long as I'm not a black person, I know I'm good. Like Paul Mooney said, you have the complexion for the gut protection. No, you don't have any protection because you thought you was in. You thought black folks weren't going to get Latin people weren't going to get and you guys were just gonna be in. In fact, I'm a Trump supporter now because I'm laughing at the fact that he turned his back on your ass. He said he was gonna do that. Now you in the camera like, I didn't know. My friends, they're all gonna die, man. I didn't know they're gonna cut Medicare. I just didn't know. I can't believe it. He tricked us. I vote for him. He tricked us. What? Wait, what? They're taking this too, my oxygen? Oh, here. Another thing I want to add to this, all whites are not the same. I just want to let you know that. You know how I know all whites aren't the same? Because I used to watch Bob Ross, you know, the famous painter with the afro. He had a better afro than most black people. On his easel, in his paints, he had different levels of white. He's like, I got eggshell white, I got off-white, I got alabaster, and I got titanium. That's right. Titanium is the whitest of the white. That's the Trump administration. Those are the elites. All of you guys that are in those rural towns, the blue-collar workers, and all you that work hard and bust your ass, you're whites, you're off-white. You're the lowest of the whites. Oh, please. Whites have been hating whites for a long time. It's called medieval times. You remember Game of Thrones? That was an example of white people not liking white people. And LBJ, Lyndon Baines Johnson, in the 60s, they asked him, how do you get poor white people to still vote for you? Well, I just tell the lowest white man that he's better than the highest colored man. And at the same time I'm telling him that, I'm picking his pocket. Yo, now put that in your pipe and smoke it.
A rich guy paying the future president money so that he could go inside and break up agencies any way he wanted to. You just watched a rich guy play in your government. He paid for that. And once they bust up all the government, then the private industry are going to come in, and now we have to pay them to fix it. So they got paid double time. And all you got out of it was a promise of a $2,000 check that you ain't gonna never get.
Got a big update on those Doge stimulus checks. Back when President Trump first started Doge, they said, oh, we're gonna take all the savings and give Americans up to $5,000. Well, if you were holding your breath waiting on those stimulus checks, you should stop or you will die, because Doge was recently shut down. Reuters reports that Doge, with 8 months left in their charter, has been shuttered. It no longer exists. It is no longer saving any money whatsoever. When they first started, they promised about $1 trillion in savings, and turns out they only saved a bunch of billions, which I suppose is a lot of money, but is not enough to give every American $5,000. As someone who lives in the DC area and with a lot of friends that work in and around the federal government, it caused a lot of heartache with the emails asking for 3 things that you did recently and for various cuts, and just people generally worried about their jobs. In the end, Doge shuts down without really saving much at all, and all the promises of stimulus checks and money into America's pockets, that also isn't happening either. This doesn't really come as a surprise because there hasn't been much attention paid to Doge, and that was probably by design. It's just the end of another chapter of what will probably go down in history as causing a lot of turmoil and stress, but in the end having very little fiscal impact. So if you're looking forward to a stimulus check of some kind tied to Doge savings, unfortunately, that's never going to happen.
Doge didn't fail. It did exactly what it was intended to do, which was steal from working people. They didn't save a single penny for America. Oh, you didn't hear the news? Doge is dead. The Department of Government Efficiency is gone. They fired over 200,000 federal workers, and at the same time, they stole from working people. And you have people like Brad Sherman, claims seniority in Congress, been there for 30 years, doesn't even know what is illegal. Bro, you wrote a letter while they stole from working people. Doge, rest in peace. No, I'm kidding. Burn in hell.
A lot of MAGA supporters actually had high hopes for this particular Doge check that they were supposed to receive, and the way they were, a lot of them, talking about it, they were all over the internet telling us how much they are going to be getting and how excited they are that Doge is going to give them money and all that. Now, everyone is asking, where is Doge? So they didn't go out, silently. They just disbanded them and that's it. This is the same people who said they were trying to, make America great by reducing waste and sacking a lot of people. Like, they actually laid off a lot of people that period. You think that a lot of people are currently jobless just because of this particular institution that never actually...
So respectfully for the Black community, I have a question. So if Trump is trying to defund federal...
I was trying to figure out what were you thinking when you made this video? And I think you were trying to... I watched the whole thing and you were basically saying, you want Black people, you want Black and brown people to come together to fight Trump. And that's what it sounds like you're saying. And you were trying to utilize whatever Trump is saying, You guys are jumping too far. Black people cannot help you defeat Trump or whatever y'all think when y'all have not reconciled what y'all have done to us. Y'all have not reconciled that. Y'all have not sat down and really deconstructed your anti-blackness. You have not done that. So you guys trying to get us to help y'all do anything is not okay. Y'all haven't even reconciled the first thing. And that's the problem. That's why we're not going to help y'all. Period. Because y'all can't even understand that thing.
Sorry, I apologize for the way I look. I just worked all day. I run my own cleaning business. I am the sole cleaner. It is me. I do everything. I work my ass off to be able to provide for me and my husband. Our kids are grown, moved out. It's hard, you guys. It's hard to want to continue to do what we do. My husband has a business as well, and pay our taxes to a corrupt piece of shit government. It's hard. It's really hard. We owe a big chunk at the end of this month for last year's taxes. A big chunk. Tens of thousands of dollars. A big chunk. And at this point, I'm going to send them something, and it ain't going to be the fucking money I work my ass off for. So that Angelina motherfucking Jolie's bitch ass can go stand next to fucking Zelensky and take a fucking photo op. Or Ben motherfucking Stiller or Nancy fucking Pelosi. Fuck you. Fuck you all. Suck a dick. I fucking hate you. I hate the government. I hate celebrities. I fucking hate you. Like, what the actual fuck? We're being fucked, and more fucked every fucking day. And Democrats are on here talking shit about fucking Trump and Elon. You're welcome. You're fucking welcome. Because guess what? Without Trump and Elon, we wouldn't know this and it would continue to fucking happen. But that's okay because the big scary orange man isn't in office. Fuck you too. I am so done. Goose fraba. Fuck everybody who didn't vote for Trump or who isn't supporting this because you're a piece of shit too.
White America, you have to listen to me, y'all. Trump is literally doing the opposite of the justice that is needed to heal our land. And it's our fault. And not just those of us who voted for him, all of us. Because we rejected the heart cry of the black community for justice. For the justice that they are divinely due. When their heart cry arose in 2020 during the summer of George Floyd, we shut them out. We brushed them off. We did nothing. And now it's all coming full circle. $1.776 billion. 1776. The year that this nation was officially forged on the backs of African slaves. And we have refused to pay them their rightful due ever since. But, and there is a but, it's never too late to do the right thing.